So in this video, I will look at the top 3 reasons why import and export businesses need to care about customs compliance. Hey, my name is Arne with Customs Manager Limited. We bring you customs compliance tips and cost-saving opportunities for your business. So let's have a right go at looking at customs compliance. 3 steps that you can take right now to avoid getting into trouble, into problems. And I'll tell you also the benefits of customs compliance for your business. So hand on heart, do you know what customs compliance is and how it affects your organization? Do you maybe rarely have time to think about things that have to do with customs compliance? Are you affected by the costs of high duty, the costs of customs fines for not following the rules? Are you experiencing delays in your supply chain? These are all signs for issues with customs compliance. Hey, but don't you worry. We've got this together. Here are the top 3 steps that, according to me, you can take to avoid problems like these. Number 1. Well, to start, your company needs to have a good understanding of customs compliance requirements, the ones that you have to meet by law. Companies have to keep a close eye on the changes to customs rules in the country that you're operating in, like the EU, the UK, or the US. And you have to make sure that you are following these rules, and there are many. These govern imports, exports, maybe transit, maybe special procedures. There's quite a few of them to meet. Compliance, by the way, is a commitment of everyone in the business. From the CEO to the people that work in shipping and in receiving and procurement. It's not just the work of the import or export manager, or if you're lucky to have a customs manager, of that person. Don't forget, in compliance, as in anything, the word team does not have an I in it. Step number two you can take. Make sure you have a good idea of how the things that you do in your business affect your ability to meet the customs rules. The process and controls that you need to have need to allow you to follow the rules and process and procedures that the government and the customs authority require you to follow. Make sure you have the right process and procedures in place. That means you may have to change the way you do things. Keep in mind that these changes that you might have to make to your business, they might be sometimes quite tough. They might change the business routine in order to meet the laws and requirements of the land. So you might find it, at least initially, difficult to keep doing business as usual. But these changes may be necessary, and they are important. Of course, before you make any changes in order to comply better, let's say, you should talk them through with your colleagues of your organization and those that are then affected by it. Always keep in mind that compliance is an ongoing process and that you can never be considered to be done, and all your efforts must be kept up. The 3rd tip, last but not least, is important to know what effect customs compliance has on your business. This is what determines whether a company has a broken supply chain that causes the delays and the fines we talked about earlier, or you have a reliable supply chain that makes the business profitable. Hey, if you like this video, why don't you give it a thumbs up, you subscribe, and you share it with the people in your organization that need to watch it. If you have a good understanding of the requirements of compliance, you can avoid getting into trouble with customs authorities. With great compliance, it is less likely that fines will be given to imports and exports. And of course, it would take less time for you to get the goods into and out of your country. And you're lowering the chance of nasty surprises, maybe losing money when the duty bill and all the fees are higher than you expected. We call this total landed cost. You want those total landed costs to be low and not high. So if you have a good handle on it, obviously you will know what to pay and there won't be any nasty surprises. Overall, to customs, you represent a low risk profile in this way. A profile of a company that has a good grip on compliance. And this is what customs authorities like, especially in the EU, the UK, but also, of course, in the US. Hey, our experts at Customs Manager Limited know the rules that apply to a wide range of compliance issues to your imports and your export. And we're really good at figuring out what works and what doesn't in different situations. And we can also tell you the difference between the methods that work and the ones that don't. So if you need help with any problems related to customs compliance, or you want just more information, why don't you contact us, our customs consulting team, as soon as possible by emailing info@customsmanager.org. Hey, customs compliance is what we do on a daily basis, so it just makes sense. So I also recorded other videos on customs compliance and cost saving tips. So why don't you check them out right now? And I can't wait to see you for another video. Thank you for watching.